As much fun as I had Wednesday Night Oval, as much fun as I had driving my F1 for the first time yesterday, nothing paled in comparison to our on-road Sunday here at Mansfield RC Raceway, which started off with about 6 or 7 people, and now we've grown to like 3 heats of TT02 and 2 heats of Euro Truck. No GT12s today. Couple of us didn't decide to run ours, and a couple of guys that typically run didn't show up, and that's fine because it's awesome that we're growing a program with all the kits that are available at our local hobby shop, who is making sure that we have all the parts and everything that everybody needs to keep their cars running. The racing is close, the racing is fast, the racing is furious. Now, I've only watched through the first couple minutes of the heat on video here, so we'll be watching it through together, and just the first 2 minutes of it is pretty crazy. So typically with the head cam, I'll maybe zoom in on my car a little bit, but I left it at wide angle just so everybody can see all the mayhem and destruction that is a typical TT02 on-road race. It's just kind of the way it's meant to be, unless you're OG Bo and think that you can all just kind of navigate around this track in a beautiful chorus and symphony of beauty. But anyway, let's watch this thing together. I ended up taking 3rd place. It was a hard fought 3rd place. There were some issues with our timing system today. I knew generally who was faster than I was. So, I knew who I had to beat definitely in this race. I think some of the people that were in the B maybe should have been in, I don't really know. I think that some things were kind of messed up from earlier. But anyway, those were the results. This is what happened. My body is literally ripped in half now, so it's time for another body for the poor TT02. And, besides her sitting back there in her on-road configuration, which is literally the same car with the non-belted gravity tires, just so I can get a little bit more like lean and scrunch and stuff going on. At least that's kind of what I'm doing, and it seems to be working out all right. I forgot to up my endpoints. It's probably even explains why I performed so poorly at Norcar yesterday. I kept turning up my dual rate, nothing was really happening, and I forgot it was because we had my endpoints chopped down for oval. So you always got to think McFly and take care of all that stuff. So let's watch this race now and talk about it together. All right, so this was a real barn burner here, and I am starting in 5th. And there's just so much chaos right at the beginning, and man, look at me luckily just get right around that stuff. So right now I am setting in 3rd. We've got Bo, and then we got whoever the orange car is, and you can see kind of one of the issues when you're racing the track. No, I mean, we're literally racing the track. It is changing on us as we are racing, which is always a fun thing. So was going to let Jess go through there, and then he got hit and took himself out. I knew he was faster than me, so I'll let him go later on when he finally catches up, and then there's just no way catching him, and he finishes up 2nd. So definitely was trying to hold him off as well as I could because, it's on-road racing. Anything can happen, but I'm just kind of trying to stay in the groove, not overpower and not underpower, going through the chicane of death there, which destroyed a lot of rear axles, front axles, bodies, body posts, and everything else today. It was a very high risk, high reward situation. Good probably for maybe up to a half second, depending upon how slow you actually went through it, or it could kill you for even longer. So we made a pass right there, and that will put us into 2nd place behind OG Bo right now. So OG Bo is coming up fast in the white runner ride with that sort of fast body on it. He's just cranking. He's got my SMC battery in that car today. Of course, I'm running the R1 battery, which was just on fire as usual. This car is super fast. It's actually almost a little too fast for me here on road, but it was definitely a lot better here in the main heat when I remembered to turn those endpoints back up. So I had a lot more steering available, and the car was actually pretty dialed with traction and everything. So that way I wasn't having any skid outs or anything at all. things were just kind of cruising along. You can see the track
that
there just
infield
keeps
corner
on changing.
changed a lot.
I'm so lucky that I didn't get
Oh,
caught up in
shit.
any of that either time. It seems like it always just worked out, but it also seemed like every time Jordan was in the corner, great job at marshalling Jordan. That was just a great job. So we're just cruising along here. Here comes OG Bo coming up from behind me again. Dude's just a freaking OG. What can I say? So I let him go inside there. Well, he
Go
pretty
inside,
much just
Bo.
made his own inside way that way. And then coming through the chicane, the killer chicane again. It's going to get me. I know I smashed into that thing a couple times before the end of the race. And there was like a big tangle at the end, if I remember. So that's going to be coming up here in about another minute and a half, I think. So here we go, coming through there. Made it through just fine that time. Everybody seems to be just kind of cruising along pretty good. No big issues yet. Oh, there we go. Got a little tap and got around me there, got his lap back. So we're still right there in second place right now. And then I just let Jess go. So now we're in third place and he's ahead, and we're going to see if we can run him down. So he's that blue car. He's a great off-road racer as well as on-road. Ooh, but there's not going to be any catching him now. The chicane of death killed itself and killed us cars. So I got out of there. Luckily, the car is still alive, and it's getting repaired on the fly. And the Tetris track, the one that automatically changes during the race, it got me again. Just a little tap on the corner. All good. It's fun. It's TT02.
I'll never catch you after that now, Jeff.
And I'm just going to keep racing here. Try to finish this one out. Hope that maybe Jess makes a mistake, but it's highly unlikely because he runs super clean.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's a half lap ahead of me now. There's no way that I'm going to be able to catch up with him unless he makes a major mistake. You can see somebody just blasted the chicane of death right there. Again, that killer chicane. There's another car bouncing off of it. Man, time to go to Hobbytown and pick up some sparks. Spare parts trees, everybody. Man, I think we actually did run out of TT02 rear hubs today and all of the parts that we share amongst each other. And I know I stopped there on the way home. Oh, man, there we go. Got me again.
Shit.
Stuck. Reverse is allowed in our off-road since we can, as long as we do it with courtesy. But when you're backed up in the chicane of death, it's kind of hard to do it with courtesy, I guess. You might blast
What am I
somebody
supposed to
coming out
do?
of
The
there.
track's changing
But anyway,
shape.
gonna finish out this race
Drive
here.
around to where?
We got
It's
enough
like
for
fucking
third
sticking
place.
out
That's all that
everywhere.
matters. And really, when it came down to this,
Metal
I made a couple
pieces and
mistakes
shit.
that maybe could have finished in second. Couldn't have caught OG Bo, and everybody else made mistakes that kept them behind, and just a big crazy pile up right before the line, and I just gunned it to get past the line.
Jeez.
I believe I just outdid Larry
yes.
there
I
by
love it.
like 15th of a second
I
for
love it.
third place finish.
Died, man.